Hello, welcome to the Villages, Florida. My name is David. I'm a realtor with Florida Realty Investments, and I can be reached at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Every week, we take a look at the real estate market and specifically at the Villages real estate market. A couple of things I'd like you to make note of. We get all of our information from the multiple listing service. We do not get any information from the Village's own internal listing service, the VLS. So for that reason, if you're looking to buy a home in the Villages, you really should look at what both marketplaces have to offer. If you only look at VLS or MLS, you won't see everything that's available for sale. Also, I'd like to mention that we produce the show every week. Make sure you check the date to ensure you're getting the most recent information. If you're looking to buy a home in the Villages and you're trying to get a good deal, or you're looking to sell your home in the Villages and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Also, if you find this content valuable, please like or subscribe to the channel. It really helps us achieve a wider viewership, and I would appreciate it. Just to give you a brief overview of what we're going to be covering, we're going to take a look at the trends in number of listings, listing price per square foot, things of that sort. We'll also take a look at a regional breakdown, get some idea as to how many listings there are in every portion of the Villages. We've broken the Villages down into 4 regions: north, middle south, and south. And you can get some idea as to how many listings there are in each region, how long properties are staying on the market, how big they are, median price per square foot. We'll cover all of that. And since we have so much to get through, let's get started. As usual, we start by taking a look at the government 10-year note yield. This is the yield that most closely tracks mortgage rates. And looking at this graph, you can see that we have been seeing some slight easing in rates. Rates are down about 0.5% from their recent highs, but we're still looking at mortgage rates over 7%. Hard to believe the housing market can recover with rates as high as they are. Let's take a look now at the Villages specifically. Here we look at all listings. We can see the trend going back 2 years or so. This same week, a year ago, there were 280 listings. This week, there are 339, an improvement from the 352 that we had last week. Listings in the Villages currently range from 162,500 to 2,600,000. And as I said earlier, stick with me. I'm going to be breaking this information down by region in a few minutes. Here we look at the median listing price per square foot for all of the listings in the Villages currently, 262.10 a foot, improving on the 260.20 that was in effect the previous week, but we are still below the 268.71 that was the median listing price per square foot the same week a year ago. Here we get some idea as to how long properties are staying on the market. This is the median listing time for all listings, currently 63 days, up from the 62 days of last week. This is the highest number that we've seen. The same week a year ago, the median listing time was only 46 days. Here's our first regional breakdown. We've broken the Villages down into 4 regions: north, middle south, and south. What you're looking at here is the number of listings in each region, the median size of the listings in each region, and the median price for the listings in each region. So, for example, in the Villages in its entirety, there are 338 listings, median size of 1,539 square feet, and a median price of 399,000. But in the northern part of the Villages, there are 166 listings with a median size of 1,454 square feet and a median price of $357,000. Here's another interesting way of looking at the listings. Here we have it broken down by regions again, and you can see how many listings there are in each price segment in each region. For example, in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, in the north there are 86 listings. In the middle north, there are only 29. And finally, an interesting graph we've been keeping for a while. This is how many listings have been on the market for 100 days or longer. 78 out of the 339 listings meet that criteria, 23%, same as the 23% of the week before. Now we look at new listings and homes going pending. We think this is a very revealing window snapshot of market activity. New listings are showing all the properties that have entered the market over the last 7 days. pending are properties that have left the market over the last 7 days. Last week, 24 new listings compared to 28 the week before and compared to 25 the year before. Homes going pending, 32. Big improvement from the 20 of the previous week and almost twice as many as the 17 that went pending the same week a year ago. And because the number of homes going pending exceeded the number of new listings by 8 last week, this graph is showing a big improvement. This graph is the difference between new listings and pending home sales. Positive numbers are positive for the market, indicating more homes going pending than new listings. Negative numbers are negative for the market, indicating more new listings than homes going pending. Last week, we saw 8 more homes going pending than were listed, obviously encouraging for the market. Now we take a closer look at the homes going pending. Last week, the median price for those homes was $239.91 a foot, down from the $258.19 of the week before, and down markedly from the $265.01 of the same week a year ago. Keep in mind the graph is a smooth 4-week average. You can see where 240 is on this graph. Here we look at how long the homes that went pending last week were on the market before going pending. A median 39 days compared to 47 days for the week prior and compared to 45 days for the same week a year ago. Keep in mind the data points are actual weekly numbers, whereas the graph is a smooth 4-week average. Here we're looking at what the median price change was for the homes that went pending last week. They saw a median reduction of 4.76% from the original listing price, markedly worse than the 3.82% reduction that was in effect the previous week, but very much improved from the almost 10% median reduction that was in effect the same week a year ago. Here's another look at the pending home sales. When you see graphs of this type, we're looking at the previous 60 days of data. In the prior 60 days, there were 110 homes that went pending, median size of 1,565 square feet, and a median price of $399,000. In the north, the number of homes that went pending was 52, median size was 1,523 square feet, and the median price was $349,000. And our last look at pending home sales. Here we look at how many of them went pending within 7 days of being listed. 5 of the 32 met that criteria, 16%, almost identical to the 15% of the week before. Now we'll take a close look at the homes that sold and closed last week. They numbered 19, significantly lower than the 28 of the week before, and about as low as the 17 of the same week a year ago. Homes that closed over the last 7 days ranged in price from $260,000 to $626,000. This is the price per square foot realized on the homes that closed last week. $253 a foot, the median price, down from $257 the previous week, but improving from the $232 of the same week a year ago. Keep in mind, once again, the graph is a smoothed average. Here we take a look at how long those homes that closed last week were on the market before going pending. 11 days, a big improvement from the 33 days of the previous week and less than half the time of the same week a year ago. Here's more reinforcement as to which of the village areas is the most active. Once again, over the last 60 days, there were 222 properties that closed in the villages. 116 of them were in the north, 70 in the middle north, 19 in the middle south, and only 17 in the south over the last 60 days. Keep in mind, these are just properties on the MLS, does not include any properties on the VLS or new home sales. Here's another look at the homes that sold over the last 60 days, and you can see how many of them sold in each region, in each price range. Obviously, the northern region, by far the most active. In the $300,000 to $400,000 range, more properties sold in the last 60 days in the north than in all the other areas combined. And now we take a look at listings finally to see what the distribution is by region. This shows us how long properties have been on the market in each of the regions and the villages. For the villages as a whole, 46 days the median time. In the south, it's only 36 days. The number of properties that have been in the market for over 100 days in the south is 0. In the north, there are 43. And now we look at what percentage of listings have reduced their asking price from the original listing price. We are seeing more properties with reduced asking prices this week. 55.46% of properties have reduced their asking price from the original listing price, worse than the 52.84% that had reduced their asking price a week ago, and worse than the 46.29% that had reduced their asking price a year ago. But we finish with some good news. This is the median decrease for all listings. This week, it's a median decrease of only 3.56%, improving from the 3.82% reduction that was in effect last week, and very much improved from the 4.6% reduction for the same week a year ago. So that concludes this week's look at the Village's real estate market. Thank you for joining me. Once again, if you found this information informative, please consider liking or subscribing to the channel. It really would help us reach a wider audience. And if you're interested in buying a home in the Villages and you're trying to find a good deal, or you're trying to sell your home in the Villages and you're trying to maximize your return in a reasonable period of time, please reach out to me at DavidisinFlorida@gmail.com. Be happy to help you in any way I can. Hope to hear from you. Take care.